Um, Firstly, I just wanted to say thank you for having me. Hopefully I can provide a youthful and useful perspective today. But obviously I don't represent all of the British Asian youth. I don't think one voice could ever do that. And I wanted to take the small opportunity I've been given today to discuss one of the big challenges I think the British Asian youth face, and we've always faced ever since coming to the UK. And that is, of course, the challenge of identity. Because as British Asians, we are born at the confluence where two cultural rivers meet, Britain and South Asia. And for us, we are faced with the big challenge of how do we navigate the waters ahead of us. And we are constantly asking ourselves, which cultural waters do we follow and which ones do we not? And as something I think we should all agree upon is that the path forward does not lie in either one culture or the other, but in finding the right hybrid of the two. Finding this right blend, though, is no easy task, and requires exposure to both cultures and societies. This is something that cannot be done by an individual alone. I think as the youth, we need our friends and we need our families to help us navigate this path forward. When growing up, I think it's the responsibility of our families to not shield us from the British society that we live in, nor should we be shielded from the South Asian roots that we come from. I think either of these paths would be disastrous. If we start rejecting one culture in favor of another, this will only lead to social friction, social alienation, and a sense of hollowness. I think you run the risk of the youth being stuck in this limbo, neither feeling British enough nor Asian enough. But I think if you avoid this cultural shielding, integration into British society happens organically. If you expose yourself to the culture that you're either born into, you either work in, you live in, you've been educated in, if you expose yourself to it, integration comes naturally. I don't think that's the big issue, if you have an open mind. I think the harder thing for us is how do we maintain communication with our South Asian roots. And again, there's a dual responsibility on both us as the youth and our families. It's up to our families if we value our South Asian heritage, you need to show it to us. You need to expose it to us from a young age. Teach us our customs, our language, our values, and our traditions. But this should not be done through force. This cannot be done through pressure. This cannot be done through coercion and manipulation. It has to come from a place of empowerment, a place of inclusion, and a place of celebration. But then for us as the British Asian youth, we have our own responsibility to take these lessons and uphold them. And for us, we need to realize the value of our South Asian heritage. I think on the most part, as the youth, we do this already. But if we don't, we need to realize the culture that we come from, that we descend from the lands that gave birth to one of the great ancient civilizations, that of the Indus Valley, that we come from the lands that produced 3 of the world's major religions, and we come from a land that has a strong literary heritage, with the Urdu poets from the west of the subcontinent all the way to the great Bengali authors of the east. I think when the British Asian youth are given the opportunity to explore both British and South Asian cultures, then we will become a force to reckon with. We can act as bridges spanning British and South Asian societies, and in this world too often dominated by division and isolation, I mean, you just need to look at the current political climate. I think us as the British Asian youth could be a beacon of hope. We can be living examples of togetherness, of empathy, and of unity. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया.